Hello, guys. I can't believe what I have just witnessed. Arsenal has just bought my live streaming out of exile, out of inaction. I simply had to go live after watching that. I can't believe what I just watched. So to set the scene, Liverpool seem to have absolutely crumbled this week, leaving the coast clear for Arsenal to continue to perform and keep advantage in the title race, the first title race that Arsenal will have won in 20 years. And Liverpool just stepped out of the race. All we had to do was put away a good performance against Aston Villa and Arsenal stay in front place, leading runners, leading horses of the title race. And we just had to get a win against Aston Villa and it's advantage Arsenal. As I'm saying, Liverpool bottled it this week. All week I've been reveling in the misery of Liverpool fans thinking Arsenal won't do that. Arsenal won't bottle it again. All we have to do is just keep putting these great defensive performances in against teams such as Aston Villa, who are tough, but who we've shown this season that we can stay compact against and grind down at the other end of the pitch. And we've just lost 2-0. And I can't accept a loss, okay? I can't accept a loss. Before even talking about the result, what has completely shattered me was the performance. Hello, Chris, saying funny. I said to my dad, watch Arsenal drop points too. That's the thing, though. You don't think that was Arsenal anymore as an Arsenal fan. I was silly enough to think that that was old Arsenal, and this new Arsenal, after learning from last season, after the crushing bottling of the league last season, I thought there's just no way that this is going to happen again this season. You'd think that would happen to old Arsenal, watch old Arsenal drop points, but we haven't done that this season. We've shown ourselves to be a more resilient beast and more compact at the back and not making silly defensive errors. And today it's just all gone out the window. Exactly. Wayne Holland saying your lot never turned up the second half. The second half was the most pathetic, disgraceful performance. Set aside the sloppy errors. I was screaming at the telly going, where's the energy? Where's the fight? That's why in my title it says, where was the fight? It looked as if we were 4-0 up. They were strolling around the pitch. Do you not realise you're on the verge of being able to win the Premier League title for the first time in 20 years? Do you not realise how many millions and millions of us have been waiting for this? And they're strolling around the pitch. They're giving the ball away. And this isn't Arsenal. This season, that's old Arsenal. And for that to come out today, after Liverpool have dropped points and we can continue to hold advantage in the title race, is just shocking and jarring and so different to the Arsenal that we've seen since Christmas. And I'm just absolutely in shock. That's why I had to come live and just be with some of you guys, because where did that come from? I didn't get to go live or do a video after Bayern, and I saw that Bayern, the performance was not great, but we managed to score a couple of goals. We didn't even manage to score today. In the first half, we played well. Lots and lots of chances, blah, 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 blah. None of them were put away. Really sloppy finishing. And people are saying that Arsenal don't need a striker. And second half was just absolutely lifeless. Absolutely lifeless. That was the part that killed me the most. We weren't fighting. We weren't running for the second balls. It was just limp. It was as if it was a pre-season friendly, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. Chris saying, we both done well this season. Looks like both ran out of steam. Yeah, remind me, Chris, which club do you support? Am I being an idiot? Are you Liverpool? Remind me. Advantage City, unfortunately, never lose it when it's in their hands. That's the thing. That's the thing. Now City have the advantage. City have had the easiest weekend of football. They've just watched Liverpool and Arsenal just completely bottle it. What kind of a performance is that, to see Liverpool lose to Crystal Palace today and then for us to do that? If we'd have done it and Villa had just completely outplayed us, but it wasn't that. It was the fact that we just looked like we couldn't be arsed. That's the complete killer for me. It looked like we couldn't be arsed. In the second half, even players like Declan Rice were just jogging around the pitch. And when the second goal went in, Leon Bailey is completely unmarked in our penalty box. It's just inexcusable. Right, Chris, Liverpool, I see. Okay, it's actually nice to have you here because you understand how we're feeling right now. I bet you actually feel a little bit better, Chris Welch, as a Liverpool fan, seeing what Arsenal have just gone and done. Do you think Man City paid off our two coaches today and just said, come on, guys, like Pep wants to win it again. The four-peat, come on, just take a little payout. You guys just lose today. And I just can't believe it. I absolutely can't believe it. Almost in a way, I'm quite glad that it's not just Arsenal bottling it and Liverpool are also bottling it. Look, the title race isn't done, but as Chris says, it's advantage Man City now, and this is when Man City absolutely thrive. They can easily win all the final games of the season. It's going to take a miracle with how City are playing for someone to knock points off them. We didn't even get a draw today. That's the thing. We didn't get any points. We lost. If we'd have got a draw, then it would have been a little bit closer with Man City. But to hand over the advantage to Man City at this stage in the season, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. AJ, what's up? Sack Arteta, now our season is done. I'm feeling really similar to that right now because I think a lot of the blame does have to go to Arteta on this performance. How Zinchenko managed to stay on for like 87 minutes is absolutely beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. Tell me if I just froze, guys. My screen just went a bit weird. And then waiting too long to make substitutions. The fact that there was no change earlier on in the second half. It's absolutely ridiculous, I don't think. Yes, hello, Fran. Wow, you are live. As I said, Arsenal have just managed to bring me out of like my live stream hiatus, my pause on doing live streams after that performance. I just couldn't sit after that on my own. I needed to talk to someone, people who would understand. So Wayne, exactly, saying it looked like Villa with a team going for the league. That's exactly it. It was like me playing. I don't even play football, going for a kickabout with the boys. That was the Ivan Toney nice kickabout with the boys. No. We looked like we were just having a kickabout. It was a pre-season friendly, and there's no excuse for that. I understand making mistakes. I understand, missing chances. But what I cannot accept is not giving 150% for every single second ball, every single tackle, off the ball work. At points, Tomiyasu, when he came on, he was going, what's this? Where's the pass? Because no one was moving. He was looking up and there were 6 of our attackers just stood still. No one was making a run. No one was moving. They were just stood still. When we were in possession, how the hell is anyone meant to find a pass when you're just stood dead still? It was as if we'd all taken sedatives before the second half. Maybe they'd all gone into the changing room and smoked some devil's lettuce or something. Please don't demonetize my unmonetized channel for that, YouTube. But as you say, it looked like Villa were the team going for the league. We looked like we were 4-0 up. That's what I came on because that's what I'm so annoyed about. That's why I had to come live. It was the lack of fight and desire in the second half. Did you guys feel the same way? I was screaming at the telly going, move. So Static says, Fran, it's great to see you. Man City, it's their advantage. Goodbye, league title. Goodbye, Arteta. I'm off. Enjoy your Sunday, Fran. You too, Static. Look after yourself. I don't know how to even get over that. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Thank you so much for coming and saying hello. Hope outside of football you're all good, Fran. Yeah, things are good. Things are good. They're looking better. Thank you very much for your support. But I did not need that today. Having said that, though, things outside of football are getting much better. So thank you for that. Dugout, what's up? Hope you and the family are good. Hello, Fran. Wow, what a weekend. Biggest winners of the weekend is Manchester City. And I completely agree. And again, my fantasy football is not one of the biggest winners of the weekend. I had Havertz in there. I had Saka. Havertz? It's back to the old Havertz. When the cooking pressure seems to go up for Havertz, the best player by far was Martin Odegaard, and he's whipped off, 80th minute or something. Unfortunately, Odegaard could not win that match on his own. How many chances did he have to create for our attackers for them to actually put one in the back of the net? Declan Rice was off pace. Zinchenko had an absolute stinker. Gabriel and Saliba switched off just like everyone else towards the end of the match. Saka, really ineffective. Martinelli came on too late to make an impact. Trossard, when he starts, I love Trossard, but when he starts, he's just a completely different player, nowhere near as effective. The first half was good. As you guys were saying, I think it was Wayne in the chat, that it really was a game of two halves. The first half was good, and the second half, as I said, it looked like they just took tranquilizers halftime. Everyone was about to fall asleep. The league is on the line. The league is on the line. We were playing like a mid-table team that had secured Europa League, and we were on the beach. It's jarring. It's absolutely jarring. As you say, Dugout, the biggest winners of the weekend is Manchester City. Congratulations, Pep. Softens the blow for me slightly, so of them losing, that we then lost. But missed opportunity if we would have won, in hindsight. Yeah, both of our teams have just screwed it, honestly. To give the one team that can't be allowed to have an advantage at this stage in the season is Man City, because they're the ones that have shown that they have the iron and the composure to see it through. That's what they do every single season. Gil saying, bottle, 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 bottle. Hey, Fran. Yeah. Yep, I hear that, man. Kyle Walsh, what's up, my friend? Said on Tuesday after the game, season over. I wonder how I knew we were done. League over, season over, like I've said for a long time. Win nothing, Arteta out. Yeah, you must be absolutely fuming, mate, because you've been saying this about the manager for a long time. Would you say that what happened today is on the manager? I've got serious questions, though, about whatever that team talk was at halftime. Because that didn't light a firework up under their backsides. It put them to sleep. We came out looking horrible in the second half. So whatever he said at halftime was not the one. And also we can talk about the subs being too late. But Arteta's not on the pitch in the second half when the players looked like they couldn't give a bad word. Hey, we've got a couple of rivals in the chat, man. Laughing face, laughing face, laughing face. Like, we deserve it. That second half performance was inexcusable. That was... I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. Wayne says, any fan can take losing, but it's the manner in which a team loses. Exactly. In that second half, it was disgusting. As I said, no one was trying. When we had the ball, no one was making a run to get free. There was no intensity. I just don't know how many more ways I can say how dead, deflated, pathetic that second half was. There was no leadership. Odegaard's a leader and he ran himself into the ground. He had to get taken off. But where was people yelling at each other in the team saying, like, get up, guys, come on. There was none of that. They were all just sleepwalking their way into bottling the league title again. Sam says, I'm so deflated, Fran. Arteta has effed it up for us. Is that on Arteta, though? Or is it on the players just giving up in the second half when it was still 0-0? And when we went 1-0 down, that was it. When we went 1-0 down, you take that on the chin and immediately you're yelling at everyone in the team like, let's get back, let's go. And instead, they just dropped their heads after going 1-0 down as if that was it. We were so defeated. Where was the mindset? Where was the guts? Immediately, I'm saying, right, let's get this goal back. I played a lot of like team sports and things like that. And you never, even at school level, there's never an excuse to stop trying. You guys know the power of last minute goals, late winners. If we'd have got our heads up, hit them, actually started passing the ball quickly for once, putting a few quick balls together. When we did have the ball, we were passing it so slow. It was like the first half of the season all over again. If we actually got our heads up, got the goal back straight away, then you get a bit of momentum. You can maybe win it 2-1. We still had 15, 20 minutes to go, whatever. There's just no excuse. There's no excuse. Nabil says, ironic how Xhaka left Bayern, who weren't in the realm of winning anything at the start of the season. Then on the same day, Xhaka scores a worldie and wins the league as Arsenal bottle the league. Honestly, the fact that Xhaka's just won it for Leverkusen, so he left for Bayern. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Who weren't going to win anything at the start of the season. Then on the same day that we bottle it, he scores a worldie and wins the league. So I haven't actually seen Granit Xhaka's goal today, but I have heard, congratulations Bayern Leverkusen, that they've won the league. I think I heard someone say on the radio for the first time, which is insane. I'm so happy for them, whatever. Screw Bayern Munich. But on the same day that this happens, and the fact that that left 8 position that Granit Xhaka left empty, I would say still hasn't been really replaced. We've just kind of bodged it this season. Havertz kind of plays there. Sometimes it's Rice and Jorginho there. There's no real Granit Xhaka replacement. The fact that he wins on the same day, it does not sit well. Saye, welcome, saying, would have been happy for you though if Arsenal were to win anything and no one else. That's the thing, it's been 20 years. And I would say that we've just given City the huge advantage going into that title race with a whimper. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. With a pathetic, limp whimper. That's the problem for me. If we'd have been going for it 150%, every single ball, every single tackle, headers, being physical, all of it, then fine, whatever. Villa just played better on the day. Villa just had a worldie game, but they didn't even play that well. We had so many chances in the first half, and the second half, what was the point? Might as well have just conceded the second half. Arteta might as well have just walked over to Emery and said, we can't really be bothered to do a second half. We've got Bayern on Wednesday. It's not like we're playing for anything in the league. You guys get the second half. We'll just rest. We'll just chill before Bayern. It's unbelievable. Chris said, it's weird. I wanted Arsenal to win, to be honest, because I felt it would keep us both in it. I feel that. I would much rather Liverpool win it than City. And I actually feel bad for you guys. I feel bad for Klopp and stuff that the players have done this to him in like the period of a week. We're in the same boat in a kind of weird way, Chris. Like, Arsenal fans are with you. We're your rivals, but right now we're brothers in disappointment. So, Sam, City must just be so happy today. Grealish must be there with his stupid hair. They must all just be like, oh, look what they've just done. I just can't imagine it. Do you know what made today even worse? Tell me if you agree. Was Gary Neville on commentary. I had to mute it at times. I couldn't stand it. He was absolutely loving it. He didn't say one bad thing about Aston Villa and was taking jabs at Arsenal the entire game. And then I actually couldn't listen to it towards the end of the match. Having Gary Neville rubbing it in and stating the obvious, saying like, oh, this will make their title aspirations really hard now. Let me know if you also could not stand the fact that Gary Neville was commentating. It was driving me absolutely mad. Saya says, Sam missed it, saying changing the team when it's winning is just stupid beyond belief from Mikel. Do you mean like the starting 11 that we've kind of had since Christmas, or like within this game changing it? Because I think we definitely needed to make changes in this game. But yeah, the whole left back situation has been quite destabilizing the last couple of weeks, having Nketiah. And the fact that Zinchenko stayed on at left back rather than Tomiyasu coming on as left back was a baffling decision for me today. Zinchenko, Curtis Shaw was saying on his watch along, Zinchenko's a Man City agent. And in a game like that, you can see his point, So Saye saying, sorry if I say your name wrong, Shades of Newcastle 96 for anyone who remembers. Unfortunately, I don't remember that. I was 1. But please do fill me in. I need to brush up on my history a bit better. But Niall says, absolutely bottle jobs. Title race over and being gifted on a plate to Man City. Real talk. Yep. Couldn't agree more, Niall. It's on everybody. Nobody wanted it. We believe in them, but they don't believe in us. What? In us fans? I can't even say... The fans did so well, like in the second half. The fans kept going. I could hear the drums, the Ashburton Army. The team weren't giving them anything to get energetic about, but the fans were really trying to get the team going, and there was just nothing. They were like corpses out on the pitch being tasered so that they moved a little bit, like weird Frankensteinian players. It was an absolute joke. Sam said, and then leaving the subs till too late. That's this whole thing though with Arteta though. Like his selected time for subs is at this particular minute, and it's always between like the 66th minute and the 69th minute. That's it. That's like sub time. Maybe 72nd minute, something like that. There's a 5-minute period in which Arteta does subs, and it's so rigid when clearly in this game, the second half, we were just dead on our feet. There was just nothing happening. We needed CPR. We needed mouth to mouth. There was nothing going on. We needed an injection of energy and pace, which was put on kind of gradually as the game went on. But I think we needed 3 or 4 subs all at once to completely like electrocute the team, like bring us back to life. And they were just done too little, too late. Emil brought on with 10 minutes to go. What's Eddie coming on like the 92nd minute going to do as well? That just shows he was out of ideas, you know. Saka as well was completely ineffective. Because he was so lethargic and everyone was, someone like Nelson could have been a good idea to bring on with Martinelli. Like at least he looks like he wants it a little bit, you know. So between the team and the late subs, I blame Mikel, says Sam. But yeah, the team were woeful too, so I'll take that. But I think this one is on Mikel. I don't know. I kind of think it's on the players for just completely like giving up the ghost. They just look like they didn't care at all. But I do also agree that Mikel's late subs and whatever he did not say to them at halftime did not help. So Wayne Holland says, hello, Wayne. Feel your pain, Fran. On another note, great to see you back. Thank you. I've got lots of big plans for this channel. I just need to sort out all this personal stuff that's going on. And there's some really exciting announcements coming up. So thank you for sticking with me while I sort things out. But the channel's not going anywhere. I just really appreciate you guys sticking around while I sort it all out. I'm also moving house as well, so that we're going to get a proper good studio set up. It's all going to be really exciting. That's if I can actually bear to watch Arsenal again for another season, hopefully title race. But don't worry, I'll be here. The channel's not going anywhere. So thank you very much for continuing to show up, even though I've been so inconsistent recently. I very much appreciate it. Renee, what's up? Good to see you. How are you, Fran? I'm in shock, honestly. How are you? How's Leicester doing? Niall saying, great to see you back. Where you've been hiding for months. Oh, it's not very fun story, but yeah, just lots of personal things going on. But hopefully all to be sorted from this week onwards. So stick around in there, and next season we're going to be a lot more consistent. I cannot wait. Nabil, what's up? Nice to see you back, Fran. Hope you're feeling better. In my opinion, I've said it before, Arteta can't take us over the line. Is he the Brendan Rodgers of Arsenal? Can't quite get us to the title. That's the question. Nobody can say what Alonso has done is better than everything Arteta has done. Xabi Alonso. Yeah. Although hasn't he won the title with Barca? I'm just check I'm thinking of the right guy. Oh gosh, no, sorry, I'm thinking of Xavi. Yes, Leverkusen, blah, blah, blah. So he's just won. I think what you can say is that Alonso is better than Arteta because he's actually won the title now. He's got Bayer Leverkusen over the line, right? Whereas Arteta has not managed that. We've got no trophies again this season, if this is what's happened. Are we out of the league? This is the question. Are we out? Like, is that our Premier League title race over? Do you think that Man City are just too imperious in the run-in? In which case, Xabi Alonso's done better because they've actually won. Our football's been amazing to watch. Our attacking play and defence has been amazing until the last week where we've just forgotten how to defend. But we haven't won anything. So for me, it's always about getting it on the history books, winning titles to show how good your team is, not just playing well. Well done, Fran. Arsenal have bottles. Indeed, we do have many bottles. I love Xhaka. 11-year run over. Respect to Bayern dominating forever, to be honest. Yeah. Respect. It's crazy. It's crazy. I love Xhaka too. I've been saying since the beginning of the season that we haven't fully found a replacement for him, and that midfield area has been kind of bodged. So yeah, Bayern Munich's 11-year run is over. Yeah, and Xhaka's won it today, which just rubs salt into the wound for Arsenal. So they really kill your hopes, don't they? That was my biggest fear, us believing in them, but them crapping on us. Yeah, it was an absolute joke. The stadium, by the way, I don't blame Arsenal fans, emptying. By the end of the game, the stadium was nearly empty, and I think, what could the players have expected with a performance like that in the second half? You want us to sit around and watch you look like you couldn't give a shit? I don't think so. They've got to have a long, hard look at themselves now. We could still win this league, but it relies on City dropping points, and what we've seen in past seasons is that they don't tend to do that towards the end of the season. So all I said, the last time I did a video for you guys, was sort it out at our end. Make sure we're taking care of our patch of grass, and then we'll leave Liverpool and Man City to do what they do. As long as we put a good account of ourselves till the end of the season, then I'll be happy. And the truth is that has not happened. We have not put a good account of ourselves till the end of the season. All we had to do for me to be happy was for us to play well and to not bottle it, not do it to ourselves, not crap the bed. And the second half of that game was a complete bed crapping, if you'll excuse my language. So I'm really unhappy, and we'll know at the end of the season whether this second half of football today has defined our title race. I hope it doesn't. I hope that Man City drop points somewhere. But it's really unlikely, and it looks like we've just handed them the title with a whimper, as I was saying, with that shocking lack of want and fight. As I said, if we'd have done it with effort and fight and passion, which is everything that we've loved about this team, and we were just the opposite of that today on such an important time. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Hello, Colin says, seen it all before. It's just come a bit later than usual. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Good to see you, though. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I know it's been ages since we've been live, but I just needed to talk to some fellow football fans, rather than moan at my boyfriend, who's in a horrible mood after that. We'd probably end up arguing about Arsenal. Normally we do. It's Arteta's fault because he's the one that motivates the players, makes the tactics, etc. If tactics don't work, the players won't believe we'll win the match, let alone the Premier League. I mean, it would be pretty disheartening in terms of tactics and stuff, seeing that Zinchenko was still on the pitch, giving the ball away every time we managed to get it. Man City agent. Tactics in the second half. As you say, he's the one that motivates the players. What did he say to them at half time? What were the tactics coming out in the second half? Because it seemed to be so much worse than the first half. Was he overcompensating? I'd have to watch the game again to see what actually changed after half time. But whatever the changes were, you're right, it's on Arteta, because it was dreadful. It was so much worse. Arsenal get bantered everywhere they go. Even Spurs fans are upset. Why are Spurs fans upset? Spurs fans should be upset, though, after they lost 4-0. But we've lost 2-0, so I can't even banter Spurs fans. AJ, what's up? I cannot forgive Arteta for playing Havertz in midfield. I absolutely cannot. I feel you there. But Jorginho, it's a really tricky one, because Jorginho played so badly against Bayern in midfield, I thought. So is it back on our recruitment in the fact that we never fully replaced Granit Xhaka? And Partey being made of glass, for example. I mean, I don't know. What would you have had in midfield? Do you think trying Partey and Rice? Because when Partey came on, I don't know. I think it's the squad building. I don't think there was a real good option for us to have in midfield. But definitely you're right in the fact that Havertz has shown that that is not his forte. That's not his position. So if it's not going to be Jorginho, like, at least don't put Havertz there. He's so much better up front, as we found out. So what are you doing? Why are you suddenly putting him back in midfield? You're right, AJ. I didn't even think of that. The Charlie George. Wow. Fame in the chat. Hello. Right, if you could do a picture, what would it be right now? It would be like the Grim Reaper approaching like our tiny team of like sleepy players in some kind of war-torn battlefield, and then a big like massive Arteta crying. It would not be a good picture. But I am working on a picture of Gabriel. I don't even know if I want to finish that now because he's got the bozo gene back in shovels this week. In piles of it, the bozo gene has returned. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Thank you for commenting, though. This is the only Arsenal channel I watch, so keep up the good work. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That means a lot. There is not membership yet. I believe all that stuff comes when I get to 1K. So, as I said, things are going to step up on the channel soon. Thank you for your patience as I kind of muddle through it. And soon there will be memberships and stuff. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And thank you for bearing with the inconsistency. Things are all a bit mental in my world at the moment, but... And normally I say Arsenal keeps me sane, but I think Arsenal might be turning me insane right now. Thank you, Wayne, though. Thank you so much. Ryan Tune saying hi. Yep, hello. How are you feeling, Ryan? Are you an Arsenal fan? That second half was atrocious. I still can't believe it. I can't believe it. I need you guys to help me make sense of what we just saw. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. Just the fact that it looked like no one cared. And this means so much to fans. It means so much to us. Fans are spending so much money to buy the kit, to support the team. People have supported it their whole lives with their grandparents, their parents. They've had amazing moments with the club and lived through it. And that's how you throw away the title? That's how you bottle the game? No. No. Have a takeaway tonight, says Wayne. You'll both forget about today for a time at least. Oh, don't tempt me, Wayne. Don't tempt me, Wayne. I'd love a takeaway. Saye saying, the Schrodinger's cat this season, Arsenal. They've been incredibly good and yet annoyingly bad. Sometimes brilliant, other times terrible. Schrodinger's cat. Let me look it up. I'm not actually... I know it's some philosophical term. 1 second. It's a famous thought experiment that demonstrates the idea in quantum physics that tiny particles can be in two states at once until they're observed. So it asks you to imagine a cat in a box with a mechanism that might kill it. Until you look inside, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. Okay, so I have to look into that, but I see what you're saying about the fact that simultaneously we're so good and then at other points just... I'm just in shock. I absolutely can't believe it. Emery schooled Arteta like a child, saying Cincinnati. Cool profile picture, by the way. I completely agree. The second half, Arteta just had no clue what to do. And I've got to see whether... I mean, Villa definitely improved in the second half as well. Remind me whether they made any halftime changes. But simultaneously, Villa improving. Emery that's the difference between an experienced coach and a non-experienced coach. With an inexperienced coach like Arteta, it's very rigid, and he doesn't seem to be able to, very often at least, develop what's happening in real time. He can't react as well as experienced coaches like Unai Emery in real time, seeing what's going wrong and then fixing it. It's a very pre-rehearsed, the substitutions will happen at this time and they will be this person for this person, and that's it. And it's quite like Pep, because Pep's not usually massive with his substitutions as well. So maybe that's where he learned it from. But in terms of real time, seeing what's going wrong in a match and being able to adapt, that's not Arteta's strength. And we've relied on good players coming off the bench. But Trossard started today. Trossard's normally a player that comes on and does great, but he started today. Was that a mistake by Arteta? I don't know. Martinelli did come on, but arguably too late. So yeah, Unai did school Arteta like a child, and as I keep saying with Arteta, I think he's got huge potential as a coach, huge, and he's doing so many things right. But it's just how long will it take for him to amass that experience to be able to be a top class coach? And why are we being used as like a preschool or a practicing ground, you know, for a coach to learn how to be the finished product? It's weird. It's weird to me. Colin says, Arteta needs to settle on an 11 for the remaining games, send them out to win every game and hope for the best. The time for tinkering is over. Yeah, absolutely agree. The time for tinkering is beyond over. But we have needed, like, there has been tinkering. You're right. There's been a bit of. That's the problem, though. Like, most of our team has been pretty fit. Like, we've had quite a consistent 11, and it just seems that the players that have been so consistent for us, I wouldn't say there's been a huge amount of tinkering. It's just the players, as I said, that have been so good for us all season, in the last week have just forgotten how to play football. Did they go on a massive night out with Liverpool players like last Saturday or something? And did the whole Liverpool and Arsenal squad just have like a massive party? And both squads have just been completely hungover for the whole week? Because that's the only thing to me that explains Liverpool and Arsenal's capitulation this week. But there has been tinkering. I don't know what he was thinking bringing Havertz back into midfield. AJ made a really good point about that. We finally kind of settled on the fact that Havertz is really good up front. It's taken the season for him to remember that, oh, I really do actually enjoy being a forward. And then for Arteta to bring him back into midfield was bizarre, really bizarre. Gabriel Jesus wasn't his sparkling best, really. None of them were in the second half. Gabriel Jesus missed a header from inside the 6-yard box. Inexcusable for a striker, if you ask me. You know, it could have been more as well. It could have been more. Those two shots that Villa had that went off the post, one of them hit the crossbar, then bounced onto the post, then went out. And then Watkins had that other one, that freak chance that hit the post. It could have been 4-0. I'd be interested to see the stats for Arsenal in the second half in terms of our attack, but there wasn't any. If you'd like to know, there was no shots, there was no attack. Yeah. As you say though, Colin, all we can do now is send them out for the remaining games and do our bit. But it's too late, I think. It's too late. I mean, we can hope for a miracle. We can hope for a miracle that Man City are going to drop points. And if we then win the rest of our games, whatever. But we've blown it, in my opinion. We've blown it. We've absolutely blown it. Chris says, I'm gutted, to be honest. But start of the season, our aim was to get back in the Champions League. This is a Liverpool fan, for guys listening. So his aim at the start of the season was to get back in the Champions League. I think Arsenal should be more disappointed if they don't win the league or the Champions League. You're so right. You're so right. Because we were saying earlier in the season, as Arsenal fans, it would be inexcusable if Liverpool were to come in and challenge or win the league after we had come so close last season. Because they'd be coming from like a real low season and then improved that much when Arsenal have come from a really high position and been overtaken by Liverpool, who had so much further to go, if you know what I mean. I explained that really badly, but yeah, it would have been shocking if, like, and you still could win the league, I suppose, and that is like really bad from Arsenal. So I know what you're saying. It's just after winning, I mean, we can't forget where we've come from in terms of last season, where we were on top for what percentage of the season? We were the league front runners for like, I can't remember how many games. You guys can probably remember. And then bottle it. And it seems that the bottling thing has happened again. And what I define by bottling is not being beaten by a better team, but doing it to yourselves. And we did it last season by making stupid defensive errors. But if that half turns out to be pivotal, then the way that we bottled it this season was just by not giving a crap in that half, not even trying. And it's just, as I said, it's so jarring doing that to ourselves. Like Maybe they were just too afraid to make a mistake or something, but I can't explain it. I just don't understand. I do not understand. Arteta's last supper, lol. No, he's going to be hit. Like, the club loves him. They love him. The team loves him. And he's done loads of great things and stuff, whatever. The Cronkies are not going to get rid of him. They love him. Mr. B, what's up? Saying, big up, Fran. Great to see you back again. Your clan manager. Thanks, Mr. B. Right. Okay, right. Back. Great to see you back again. Your clan manager failing again. You need to win the UCL or he's gone. He's not gone. He's not going anywhere. I don't think the Cronkies, like, they're happy. We're in the Champions League again. And I do keep saying, though, like, do the Cronkies actually want to win stuff, or are they just happy with us being in the Champions League? That's the question. Will it just be more, oh, we go again, Reds, we go again, more propaganda, we were so close, we'll get them next year, we'll get them next year. Will it be more of that? I bet it will. I bet it will, because to me, it seems like the Cronkies don't so much care about coming first. They just want to be in the Champions League. They're happy with Arteta. They're happy with the feel-good atmosphere around the club. Oh, it doesn't matter if we win a trophy or not. Who cares? We're making money, aren't we? We have 23 kit drops every season. We're making money. Our pockets are full. Our wallets are full. Who cares? Whereas you'll go out and buy the most expensive player in the world for, is it the Chicago Rams or something? Whichever one their basketball team is. I'm not too familiar with American teams, but yeah, I just think it'll be the same again. Why are we not going for massive? I'm happy with Declan Rice, but we better be. I'm not even ready to think about transfers and stuff at the moment. Like, that's a long way away. We've got to actually focus on the rest of this season, and the rest of this season in which there are so many stakes. As I say, it could have been the first title in 20 years. And if that's the way that we've thrown it away, then serious conversations need to be had. Gil says the setup could change, but the race is on. Spurs want top 4. I don't care about Spurs right now. I'm so disappointed. Worst part is that after the season, majority of us fans and the club will say this was a successful season. This is potentially the 4th time we failed to meet objectives. No, don't worry. We're still in phase 4, guys. It's just trust the process. Trust the process. Yeah, I mean, the level of making excuses for this team and manager is like through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. And I can see how it happens. I've been really trying to back Arteta, after we've done so well this season, but I'm not going to back him and the process through delusion. What's happened today is a massive failure. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna make excuses for it. I don't want to hear other channels saying it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. We could still win the league. No, something was seriously wrong in the second half of that game, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what other content creators have to say about this. If I hear anyone making excuses for that second half, I'll be fuming. So this is potentially the 4th time we failed to meet objectives. But they will say, it's part of the process. We're still in stage 4. We'll get them next season. That was what I was saying last season. I don't want to get into these big chats about the manager and stuff right now. I think my brain will explode. Maybe he is the Brendan Rodgers of Arsenal. Maybe he's not the man to get us over the line. And that's hard. I think he's such a good manager, but what is it with these crunch points? Last season, this season, the season before, when we wanted to get top 4, is it an experience thing? Is it the fact that the team and the manager are doing this all for the first time together? But none of that excuses like the lack of guts in that second half. Whatever the reasons are for this, the fact that we keep failing at the last hurdle, nothing excuses that second half from the players. I can't understand that. I cannot. Emery masterclass once again. Another good evening for him. Yep. Cheers, Mr. B. Cheers. Grow up. We want Watkins back at the Bees. Well, I want Brentford then. I mean, I want Tony. Tell you what, Tony would not just stop caring in a match like that. What happened? Man. Have to go, Fran. Thank you so much for watching, Wayne. It was really good to see you again. Great to see you back, says Wayne. All the best. Come on, people, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you, Wayne. Yeah, have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Try and forget about the football. As Wayne says and reminded me, please do hit the like and subscribe. So I'm gonna head off in a minute. My head's gone. I just need to listen to what some other people are saying about that. I'm so upset and confused about what happened in that second half. Spot on with fan analogy. I feel like I've been punched in the stomach. Yeah, me too. Bayern Munich 3-0 incoming. No. I mean, in a way, it would just be like, okay, our pain is over. Like, now let's dissect the corpse of our season. Is that me being dramatic? I'd rather almost that it was just all over and I could try and work out what the hell went wrong, you know? It's the little bit of hurt. This is so painful now, guys. Do you realise that till the end of the season now, we have to just watch Man City perhaps stay 0-0 for a while, then win a match 3-0? I've watched Man City so many times and hoped for them to drop points, and it just never happens. And this is going to happen for the rest of the season now. It's going to be so painful. There'll be moments where we think Man City are going to drop points. If we win all the rest of our matches now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we're going to be waiting for Man City to drop points. It's going to be super painful. Super painful. Ravi, what's up? Yes, Fran. Big up, the legend is back. Coming from you, Ravi. Arteta is now 1 trophy from possible 18. He must be sacked now. I hear what you're saying, but I just don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah. We will do an Arteta stream. We will. I'm so confused because, like, I'm actually just upset as a fan because at the beginning of the season I was mad with Arteta, and then since we went on this run from Christmas after Dubai, he actually changed my mind on him again. Like last season when things were looking really good, and then the same thing seems to have happened again. So I'm just like really confused right now because I've been so skeptical about Arteta, and then since Christmas I've been like, oh my gosh, like he is making the changes I want to see. I'm seeing like more variation in the way that we play. I'm seeing better subs, things like that, slightly, but it's mainly been we've had more tactical variation. I've been really happy that when we played really big matches, we're able to shut up shop, play really defensive, and then hit on the break. I've enjoyed seeing that in big games, like games against City, Liverpool, things like that. So I've been thinking that, oh, he's doing the things I've been asking for. It's like, and then I've been let down again, and I'm thinking like, oh, maybe he's not the right guy, and I'm just so confused as an Arsenal fan. It's not fair. It's not fair. I know how you feel, Fran. Liverpool were nothing but average. Yeah. He can't get next season. We'll throw the League Cup and FA Cup in the bin again next season. He better not, but I don't think he's going anywhere. So can't wait for that. Fran, question based on the season. What's your opinion on giving Mikel Arteta a new deal? Do you think he should be given more time? Do you think our previous transfer window was as successful now as we hoped? I think, and I've always been consistent in terms of transfer windows, that not buying anyone in January was an absolute disgrace. It's arrogant thinking that the squad's just going to be fine until the end of the season. And we've seen Thomas Partey is made of glass again. So that's happened. Tomiyasu got injured again. Zinchenko got injured again. I mean, of course that was going to happen, of course. But our injuries haven't even been that bad. I'm not even using that as an excuse. Like, compared to other teams, our injuries have been fine. But I think it was the opportunity, as I was saying in January, to go on and really grab this league, show that we want to win this league, as opposed to just seeing how well we could do with the players we had. So really disappointed with the transfers. I was happy in summer. I think it was really unfortunate that Jurian got injured, and we've had this like weird left back situation. So I was really happy with Rice during Timber. I was not happy though that we hadn't replaced Granit Xhaka, and I think that's come back to bite us now with this weird position where it's kind of been Jorginho, kind of been Havertz, kind of been Declan Rice, like the second midfielder in that double pivot has just been like inconsistent. When we could have got like a nice replacement there at the beginning of the season, easy peasy, lovely jubbly. But since Christmas, it's all been good. I'm just feeling like negative about it now. So what's your opinion on giving Mikel Arteta a new deal? I wouldn't give him a new deal personally. I'd let him finish up the deal that he's on. You know, I don't think he needs a new deal. I think it's a case of win a trophy or you're gone, to be fair. Win a trophy by the end of your contract or we're not renewing it. I wouldn't give him a new deal today, but I mean, maybe I'm being reactionary. Of course, I'm going to say that after a match like that, you know. I do think he's learning, he's getting better. He's got the potential to be a top-class manager, but it's like whether we have the patience to wait for that at a club as big as Arsenal. That's always been the question for me. But right now, I'm saying no. Ask me tomorrow, I might say yes, but who knows? Nabil, no. That's AJ's opinion. We're not taking Raya back from you. Oh, shut up. We're not taking Raya back from you just as well. Keep Flecken. At least he kept a clean sheet yesterday. All right. Yeah, Raya. No, not good again today. Not a very good shot stopper. I thought he might be. He's done a... No, not good. Not good again. The second goal, right? Raya should be yelling at Declan Rice to get on Bailey. There's an unmarked... That's like the number one job of the goalkeeper. Sorry to raise the volume. The number one job of the goalkeeper, whatever you're doing, is make sure that your defenders are marking the players in the box. And I say this as like a long-term hockey goalkeeper, right? I'd be doing my thing. But first of all, I'm making sure that I'm yelling at everyone saying, unmarked player there, get on him. Then I'm saving the goal. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that didn't happen at all today. Raya was in no man's land. They crossed it to Bailey, who's completely unmarked. Disaster. Absolutely disaster. Other AJ, saying tinkering now, especially with how we've been doing in 24. I cannot forgive that. It feels like self-sabotage. Yeah, or just a complete lack of plan, lack of squad building, lack of really knowing who the best 11 is. We've been really making do, especially in that left 8 position, as I keep saying. Fran, I'm back to say this. Keep up the good work. Keep an eye on Northside Show or watch on replay. Okay, I'll be going live on there now. Yes, guys, go and watch Static. Huge member of this channel. He'll be going on Northside Show. I can't wait. Static does not mess around, okay? He does not BS. So I'm going to go and watch Northside Show after this. See what Static's got to say. Maybe we'll do some fan call-ins on this channel soon. Win, lose, or draw every time Arteta out. And Static, you've been very consistent with that. And you guys know I've been teetering on Arteta in and out like this whole... I've just been in kind of the grey area in the middle, not really being able to make up my mind about whether I think he's the guy or not this whole time. It will always be next year, Fran. It's proper tiring. Yep. Another Liverpool fan, what's up? Says, as a Liverpool fan, I'm asking how we both feel about our clubs bottling again and City winning 4 in a row. I'm personally so disappointed. You're speaking my language there. I completely agree with you there, Urban Vibes leader. If City had won it, assuming they do, by playing absolutely out of this world, then, you know, both of our teams have got to say, fair enough. We played out of our skin. Both our teams have done amazingly. Like when you guys got 99 points, or was it 100 points and still didn't win the league? If it was that case, you just have to put your hands up and say, you know what, City are just the better team. It's Pep Guardiola, they won. But it's the fact that both of our teams have kind of shot ourselves in the foot this week was really like inexcusable. It's so disappointing, isn't it? So I completely feel you there. We've not just been beaten by an outstanding City. City have not been their usual selves this season. They really haven't. It's been so... You Liverpool and Arsenal have had the advantage over them until like this week. And we've just shot ourselves in the foot and handed it over to City. I just can't understand it. So yeah, that Martinelli chat with Martinez at the end really annoyed me. He didn't look upset at all. That was it. I didn't see that personally, but it was so lackadaisical. The second half, they didn't... When Aston Villa scored, they didn't up the tempo or anything. We didn't even see that classic, like, 10 minutes at the end of the match where Arsenal remember, like, oh, we've got to score a goal here. It was just pathetic. And I'm going to have to go, guys, because I'm getting so upset talking about this. Saye saying, I mean, at least Liverpool won Energy Drink Cup with kids. Oh, man. Yes, you're right. We haven't even won like a dumb trophy like that. Do you remember that when Klopp... My head's a mess. When Klopp bought on the kids. Yeah, we couldn't even do that. I'm just so disappointed. I don't know if the club, the players, and Arteta knows what winning the Premier League means to so many fans that have been waiting for something for 20 years. It's the same story every year. I'm just so sad. I completely agree with you, Nabil. These things are so important and mean so much to so many people. Yeah, it's especially means a lot to me. Like, I've lost both my grandfathers this year, both of them huge football fans. And it just reminds you that people aren't around forever. What may be a day job to these footballers, nice cushy wage, is something that means so much more to people out here and their families. And my granddad used to take me to football games and stuff, and he's not here anymore. And clubs like Arsenal, you can't take your fans for granted. They're not, you know, like we deserve after waiting for 20 years to see the team win. And just the disrespect of throwing it away in the second half like that is so, it's just a punch in the stomach to fans that have been following for years, their whole lives, their granddads have, you know. I don't even know if that makes sense, but they just should be so ashamed of themselves for that second half, the lack of effort that was put in by the Arsenal players. It's just a disrespect to all the fans. Yeah. I'll read a few more read out your comments, and then I am going to go and listen to what some other people have got to say about this. I don't even know really where I sit with Arteta now. Like, I don't know if I'm overreacting. But for this to happen again, I mean, look, right, let me have a look actually at the Premier League table to see how upset I actually am, right? Give me a sec, guys. I don't want to stay on here in case I just completely overreact and say something that's going to sound like really dumb tomorrow, you know. So Man City top with 73 points, and we're second alongside Liverpool with 71 points, everyone having played 32 games. And that is because Arsenal and Liverpool decided to lose this week. And it's actually very similar ways that we lost. The way that Liverpool lost against Crystal Palace was, again, like just completely like lackluster, like they didn't care, that it was sloppy, just like as if Man City spies had drugged the entire team before each game. Like, the performances were pretty similar in the fact, like, Arsenal and Liverpool just looked like they didn't really care. Like, they were just going through the motions. Oh, we've lost. Like, they weren't fighting for it. Both teams had lost. Now Man City are 2 points ahead, all with the same number of games to go. Can we hope for a Man City loss? If Man City were to lose a game, then Arsenal are back in the lead. Fantastic. But it's just asking on something that barely ever happens. I think that's the problem. That's why I'm so upset. So here's the Spanish Brendan Rodgers says, one trophy from possible 18 proves that. I hear you, AJ. Yeah. Right now, that's how I feel as well. Man City are far away. Yep. Fran, thoughts on Tomiyasu? Sat on the bench, rusting. I know he's back from injuries. I was fuming that Tomiyasu didn't get swapped for Zinchenko when it was clear that Zinchenko was just like having an absolute stinker. Weird. Tomiyasu came on and looked great, but he should have come on for Zinchenko, in my opinion. I think he was brought on for Ben White, so Ben White wouldn't get a red card. But yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling. It's baffling, isn't it? Posh Bertie said, I was constantly told that mentality had changed. Clearly not today. Clearly not today. Look, I'm just so fed up of us having mentality until a crunch point. And then when a crunch point occurs, I don't know, that's a bit unfair to say, though, because we've had lots of crunch points that we've come through this season, like the penalties against Porto and stuff. Like, Those are moments where normally we would bottle it, and we've actually come through it this season. But there was no mentality in that second half. That's why I'm so annoyed. That's why I keep going on about it. That's why I've still been on for about an hour. The second half, the mentality was just not there. They just didn't care. They didn't look like they wanted it. If they'd have gone out fighting, I wouldn't care. I just can't state how much that second half of them not caring, not looking like they wanted it, not giving a crap, basically, has like rubbed me up the wrong way. I can't deal with it. Ravi saying why about the Tomiyasu thing. Unai Emery is and always will be a better manager than Arteta. I think Arteta could be a better manager than him one day. It's just taken a while. It's taken a while. Top 3, Leicester. Oh, nice. Ipswich Leeds are in a battle for promotion to the Premier League. Oh, well, I hope you get promoted, Renee. It'll be good to have you back in the Prem. I love Leicester, as you know. I still need to draw Jamie Vardy. Right, Emery with 637 million. With the Arteta has had, would have won the league by now. Yeah, I agree with that, to be fair. I totally forgot about the 637 million that Arteta spent. That's a good thing to remember. I was surprised to see Arsenal lose against Aston Villa. I think we all were. The second half, we went in 0-0. And I thought, don't worry, stay calm. We'll win in the second half. The second half was a monumental disaster. A clinical striker makes a difference for a team, says Posh Bertie. We used to have one now. Who's the highest goal scorer in Europa League? Oba? Are you talking about Oba? Or Laka? Let me know who. I don't know who the highest scorer in the Europa League is. Yeah, but a clinical striker was precisely what we needed today, especially in the first half. This whole pattern this season has been like needing about 30 chances to actually score one goal, and it was that today, but we didn't score any of them. So, in my opinion, sack today, you would need a world-class manager like Zidane, Zizou. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a whole new discussion. You'd have to be looking at who's available. They'd have to fit what Arteta has built. It could be more disruptive than good. Like, the sacking manager is a massive thing. I'm not even thinking about it like at the moment. I need to first of all clinically, surgically dissect what has gone wrong before I start talking about new manager. And trust me, I will do that. Saye saying, and to be honest, I still believe Ramsdale's better than Raya. But anyway, yeah, people don't want to talk about that, do they? Was it what we needed to spend 35 million of this summer's budget on? I'm not sure. If we come second again, then it's like, what was the point? Was it really the upgrade we needed? Oh my gosh, you guys, I've got to go, but I'll try and read out the rest of the comments. AJ says, Fran, this is Arteta's 5th season. He has had the time he needed to deliver, surely. Yeah. This season, I said, since we came so close last season, I don't want people to forget last season as well and what happened and the bottling that happened. I said, right, we came so close last season. The bottling was inexcusable. We need to win it this season, especially having spent like however many million we did over summer. And for the same thing to happen, it's like, have we actually even improved since last season? That's why I did like a 2-hour video a third of the way through the season saying, are we actually better than last season? And at that point, I was like, no. And then after Christmas, I was like, oh yeah, we are better. But what has just happened? We've just completely like SHIT the bed today. Yeah, Gil, take care too. Really great to see you too. Thank you for popping in. Prime is sponsoring Arsenal. Yep, great, cool. At least Arsenal are making money. Who cares about trophies? You know, the Cronkies have money in their pocket. Whatever. Lots of nice training kits. You know, Liverpool could have been 98-point invincible plus Champions League winners that season. Van Dijk even lost the Ballon d'Or to Messi by 7 votes. Yeah, that was the one where City still pipped you to the post, wasn't it? And in that case, there's no shame on Liverpool whatsoever. You didn't shoot yourselves in the foot, which is what Liverpool and Arsenal seem to have done this season, and there's just no excuse for it. JJ KSI knows now that Arsenal's a joke. No. Prime, yeah. I've never had a drink of Prime. Yeah. I don't know, seems overrated to me. Do you remember when they were selling them for like 45 quid a bottle? It was mad. Thanks to your granddad for doing us a favour. Pity the team couldn't do it for you. Thank you. Yeah, he got me into football. Supports Crystal Palace. Yeah, and my other granddad supported Plymouth Argyle. So no Arsenal fans in the family, but those are Plymouth Argyle is definitely my second team. So saying AFTV and chill. No, I can't handle it. I will be listening to TJ's channel, TJ Warren, maybe Jess from She Knows Arsenal. She always gives us the cold, hard truths. She's a very reasonable person. So I'm going to go listen to Jess and see what she says. See if she's that, upset too. Renee, I've read your comments, man. Be good to be patient, man. I love you, man. But come on, patience. I can only read as quick as I can go, man. But thank you so much for coming on again, Renee. I have missed you. We were linked to Musa Diaby, but decided not to sign him. Yeah, good thing to think about. I don't know. Is he really good enough? He was good enough today, yeah. Is he right wing? I don't even know what position he is. Sorry. Comp 285V. Hello, says so angry. I would sell 10 of this men's team players. How long are we going to wait to win the league? Sooner or later, we are going to sack Arteta. Come on, win trophies. I completely feel you today, honestly. How long is it going to take? Have we just bottled it again like last season? Where are the trophies? Throwing away the domestic trophies, you're putting all your eggs into the league basket. And if you do happen to have a stinky, the stakes are so high when all your eggs are in one basket, you can't fall back on having won other trophies. You have to perform. And the way that he's thrown away the domestic trophies puts so much more pressure on the team and allows for moments like this where we just have an absolute stinker and then damn, the whole season's done, So yeah, I feel you there. How long are we going to wait to win the league? Honestly, big conversations need to be had now after this. If what we think is going to happen happens and Man City run away with it, that's when we're going to have to ask these questions about is the team good enough? Do we need to sell some of these players? How long are we going to wait to win the league? And about winning trophies, because I completely agree. It's about the trophies. I don't care about how well we've played, how we've got one of the best defences in Europe. If we don't win anything, that means nothing. I'm not going to look back in 30 years and say, well, that year, 2024, we had one of the best defensive pairings in Europe. My son or child or nephew would ask, oh, but what did you win then? Did you win the Champions League? I go, no, we didn't win anything, but we had one of the best defensive partnerships in Europe. So, yeah, it's all about trophies, Bundesliga wrapped up. Expect Bayern to step up in midweek. Yeah, they don't care anymore about the league. It's done. Bayern Leverkusen had a mad season. Well done, Granit Xhaka, winning that the same day that we appear to bottle the league, barring a miracle. Expect Bayern to step up in midweek. You know what? I'll probably be even more annoyed if we really put in a performance. I'd rather we just lose to Bayern. It's oh my God, we've just completely messed up everything, whatever. Let's get into the post-mortem. But if we play really well and look like we care in midweek, I'll be absolutely fuming, because where was that today in the second half? Why did we just look like we didn't care at all? I can't compute it. And I bet that we're going to come back strong in Bayern. They're going to fight really hard. And that's the thing. We're going to see them fighting, see them caring, see them battling, see some heart, see some mentality. When there was none of that in the second half today. And when I see that in midweek, I'm just going to be so annoyed, because where was that today? Oh, man. Doku can't do what Haaland does. Saka can't do what Haaland does. Or Daka. Saka or Daka or Doku, who do you mean? Yes, I was talking about Oba, should never have got rid of him. He was really not caring though. His attitude was bad, Posh Bertie. Come on. You want someone that fits this squad, and that available is Hansi Flick. Good point. Maybe it is an option to go and get him. Yeah. And I'm not sentimental about Arteta. Arteta as a manager, we've got to do the best thing for Arsenal to win trophies. But personally, I just think the Cronkies don't really care. I'd be impressed if they said, look, Arteta, you've done really well. You've done amazing. The squad's in a great position for another manager to take over. We've chosen that manager. Thank you and best of luck. I just don't think they can do that because I don't think they care about winning unless they prove to me that they do, you know. He's a winger mainly, Moussa Diaby, yes. And I think it has been criminal that we haven't had competition for Saka. We've been saying this for so long and it leads to complacent performances like today. He had a good chance, went just wide of the post, but he, like everyone else in the second half, just kind of relaxed. Looked like we were 4-0 up, just jogging around the place, not running. If you had someone like Moussa Diaby competing for Saka's place, I imagine he'd have gone up levels this season, whereas he's just kind of stayed the same, in my opinion. Fran, what do you think next year? I'm so fed up of saying next year we've got to win the league. Like, how many more years can I say that? That was a weird laugh, wasn't it? TJ is fuming. Northside is fuming. Okay, I'm going to go have to watch them for some therapy. Right, I'm so happy because of 2015-16. Get Daka for Nketiah. Patson Daka? Is that who you're referring to? Yeah, Renee, I mean, I don't know what it's like to win the Prem. I'm not going to lie. And if we've just thrown it away like that today, then I don't think I'm going to know this year. So, right, guys, I'm going to have to go. I'll finish reading a couple of your comments. Then I'm going to go listen to see what TJ's saying, what Northside's saying. I even like listening to what Lee Gunner says sometimes. I love that guy. He takes it to the extremes, but he does make very good points. So, yeah. He also makes some points that I really disagree with, but you know, that's why I like listening to a variety of channels, more positive ones. I like listening to the Chronicles of the Gooner Talk too, and kind of see which points I agree with from each channel and then use that to kind of build my own opinion. Yeah. Xhaka scored a cracker as well. I heard that, David. Thank you very much for joining me, by the way. If we make the semi-finals, we are getting smoked. Oh my God. It would be an annihilation because this week we've just forgotten how to defend. The way that Saliba and Gabriel looked so defeated as well today was like they just had their heads down. They just knew it. But I was not happy with that because real leadership is saying, oh my God, we just conceded. Wasn't expecting that. And then rallying your team. Whereas both of them two just went, oh God, like we've done it again. You watch them just like put their head in their hands. That's not the attitude. What is that? To be fair, Leicester 21-22 with Tielemans banger and Schmeichel heroics versus Leicester. Yeah, Leicester. I love Leicester. Really exciting team. Who do you think will win next season? It better be us. It better be us. I think Liverpool might drop away with a new manager, just have a year of like working on a new system or whatever. It better be us. Patson Daka? I think that might be what Renee was referring to. I don't know too much about the player myself, though. Well, 21 likes, guys. Thank you so much. I haven't even asked you to like. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much for still being here, you know. True Gooner, Josh, flying with your channel. Like, you're doing so well, my guy. Yeah, I had to come back. Arsenal forced me back today because I was so annoyed. But thank you. Gil says, they'll be bantered into a good performance. I'm waiting for the letter of refund for fans like Spurs did against Newcastle, but I doubt it. No, our fan base is very pro the team, and I love that. But there's got to be accountability, you know. Our team can put in a stinker of a performance, and you go on Twitter and it says, don't worry, guys, we go again. I think there does need to be a healthy bit of like fan criticism when we see performances like that second half, because otherwise the players will think that they can just get away with anything. It's like having a naughty child that does something dumb and you just say, oh, don't worry, you know, like, come and have a snack. No, you have to chide them a little bit. Just apparently players, I can't remember who was saying it. I think Curtis or someone said that like pro footballers, apparently they prefer it if fans like actually criticize them, because otherwise like then they know what they can improve on and stuff. They don't like just being told like you're amazing every single day of the week. So that's why I like to sometimes, you know, go in on the players a little bit. Josh, my guy, big up, says AJ. True Goodness says AJ, big up, bro, real one. Even Abby was laughing at Arsenal on Twitter. Do you mean Abby from DR Sports? She's a Spurs fan, isn't she? the fact that Spurs fans can be laughing at us today is atrocious. But yeah, Naga Ghana channel, big up, saying it was a disgusting game. Yeah, first half, it's just a story of missed chances. Second half was sewage, just because of the lack of effort. So yeah, support the team, but still got to have all right enough matches and results. Spurs supporter, yeah, I mean, that's a bit low. I'm not sure Spurs supporters can be laughing at us after losing 4-0 to Newcastle. But you know what? Like, we were Spursy today. What was that second half? You know, that's it, guys. I'm going to go. Renee, David, Josh, AJ, Gil, all you guys, thank you so much for sitting with me while I vented a little bit. I feel a little like I'm still so confused and upset and shocked, and I'm just going to go and listen to what some other people have to say. Probably go and listen to She Knows Arsenal. She normally has a very clear view of things, but yeah, I'm kind of confused about how I feel about Arteta now. I don't know what happened in that second half. I hope I haven't overreacted today. I don't know how I feel about this tomorrow, but I don't want to underplay how much of a shocking, like, bottle job that second half was. As I say, the main reason is for the absolute lack of effort that the players put in, and I'll just never accept that. So, right, as I say, I'll see you guys soon. I've got lots of good plans for the channel, just sorting out some real world stuff. I'll tell you about it, like, soon. But yeah, lots going on, but the channel's not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be watching every match, even if I can't go live after every single one. So thank you for putting up with me in the early days of the channel with the bit of inconsistency and stuff. I love chatting with you guys, and I'm not going anywhere, and I've got lots of good plans for the channel. So do stick around. And yeah, check out my artwork at goalartso.com. Although I'm going to have to be getting rid of some of this artwork. Look, I've got ESR and Emil up there. He doesn't seem to rate Emil until it's like a last-minute sub. I'm rattled today. I'm so rattled. If you're a rival fan, then laugh away, like, whatever. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. I'll come back on as soon as I can. Thank you for being here with me today. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Come on, you Gunners. You absolute idiots. Arsenal, you bottled it. See ya.